I'm here with the champ, Carla Jade. You 2-0. You've got the belt. How are you feeling?
Amazing, really good. It's like Tuesday now, so well rested, eating lots of food. That's one thing I can't stop eating. But yeah, feeling really good. Thank you.
Yeah, and watching the clips back, it's funny because obviously Nikki made it very clear. You haven't got a good jab. Your jab's not going to do anything, and then obviously that was one of the main things in the fight. So do you think she underestimated you a little bit during the fight?
100%. But you know, it's always the way. Like even when I first started, like if I turn up to sparring with new girls, they always sort of look at me and you can tell they're like, yeah, this girl's not going to do anything. And I always tell people, but yeah, I understand. It's like, oh, I'm just a ring girl. Why would I have like this almighty jab? But I think just in the terms of like boxing, you would never underestimate a tall person with long reach, whether you knew they
Yeah.
were good or not. So I think she was just very naive in that sense. And yeah, definitely underestimated me, sorry.
Yeah, how's it been after camp? Because I know you just mentioned it as well. But you put on your story, you can't stop buying coffee cakes and you're dying to eat the spicy mackerel. So how's it been to finally eat, what you want?
Yeah, so good. To be fair, I'm not like a massive like takeaway person or like I don't eat bad. I just eat a lot. And where like I've got high metabolism, I'm quite thin, I can eat like the fatty stuff. So obviously I couldn't eat that during the like I'd say like 5 weeks. I couldn't eat anything like that because I was 56 when we took the fight and I had to get down to 50.8, which I'd never done before. I think I'd seen like 53 on the scales before.
Yeah.
I'd never tried to get lower because I never really had to. So yeah, I had to cut all that the stuff out. So literally just been eating. I weighed myself today and I'm 56.8, I think. So definitely back up now.
Yeah, on Twitter you did have words for Alexia Grace and Leah Gotti. So what do you think of both of them?
Leah is still literally. I just had to mute my Twitter because she doesn't stop. Yeah, she's gobbing off, but you know, I don't think much of her boxing. I already told her if she wants to fight, and they've got a Miami card October. I'm ready. Obviously, I'm up from the fight. We don't need to take any time off. And yeah, she can have it. Alexia as well. She's there. I saw her. She came into my changing room after the fight to have a few words and made it clear that you know she thought she could fight me. And I just think like these, I can understand before, but now I'm like, are you serious? Like you watch that? And I know you mentioned like about the jab. It's funny because when she was saying, "Oh, you can't get me with the jab" and all this lot, me and my team just laughed. And my coach was like, the week before we'd really hurt this girl's nose, and he was like, why don't you ever aim for the nose? And I'm like, because it's mean, like in sparring, I'm like, they're my girls, or like, you know, there's no need to like try and really hurt someone's nose for no reason. And
Yeah.
he said, just get in there, first two or three punches, aim for the nose and just break it because she's gobbing off. And I remember just saying, yeah, I was like, I'm just going to throw straight ones and twos the whole fight. She's just getting the jab. So if she really wants to underestimate it that bad, she can just have it the whole 5 rounds. So that felt good.
Yeah. And another girl in the mix as well. Probably the toughest one out of them. Elle Brooke, you did put on your Instagram story. I want Elle Brooke next. Um,
Yeah,
so what do you think of her performance Saturday, and why do you want her next? Just purely because she's the champ and you want to beat the top?
yeah. I mean, even before the Nikki fight, obviously I was in the 125, so that was the belt that I wanted. It was obviously whoever had the belt was going to be sort of like the target of my interest. It wasn't ever particularly like an L thing. Obviously we've got heated back and forth. We've been in the hotel this week with each other, so there's been a few entertaining moments there as well. But yeah, in terms of like boxing, things like that, I know I said before because people are like, "Oh, Carla hasn't put in a camp; she's such a liar," blah blah blah. And it's not that I didn't. Well, I didn't put in a camp, but it's not that I didn't train because obviously everyone can see me on Instagram. I've been training.
Yeah.
I've been training for a whole 12 months. So it's ridiculous to say that I contradicted myself because I said I didn't train and look at the performance I put on. It's just so silly for anyone to think that I meant I didn't train because I didn't say those words. I said I didn't put in a camp because I didn't, because Nikki is absolute light work. And I promise you, if we didn't put 1 day of training in, the same result would have happened. You know, the only thing we were trying to do is just keep injury free. In terms of Elle, because you asked about Elle, we would put in a camp for Elle. Elle can box, and no disrespect or discredit to her boxing. She's tiny, so it's going to be the same outcome, and she can't box better than me. Also, like that. Like I said, I was just throwing jabs, ones and twos. That was just a warm up. It's still my second fight as well, and if I can fight like that. Yeah, Elle can get it all day long. I know she's got people to fight or whatever she's doing, but Mams knows. I said, oh, I take Elle October, no problem. I take Elle next week, I have no problem. And me and my team know. And if you speak to my team, everyone who spoke to my team before, and they were telling everyone like, Carla's gonna hurt this girl, and everyone's like, oh, okay. And it's like, now everyone knows. So maybe people will listen to me this time, but yeah, definitely Elle all day long.
Yeah, you just mentioned there, obviously, you did train quite a lot still, but you didn't put in a full camp. So you think the outcome would have been worse for Nikki if you did put in a full proper camp?
The thing is as well, is that in terms of boxing, so I think Mam said that there was 6 weeks, 7 weeks. I think it was about 6 weeks, but we didn't get a contract for like a week or two later. And it's not like, oh, we don't believe misfits or things, but like things happen, opponents change and things like that. So if we actually sign the bout, weights can change. Like I'm not going to start cutting, I'm not going to start doing anything. So we had about that time. But really, in terms of boxing, what can anyone do in that amount of time anyway? Because I think someone said a few comments, I don't know if it was Nikki or just people on socials, but that's why I'm not uploading stuff, because I don't want anyone to see. Even if I'd uploaded, which I was, it was purely because when we got the fight, we were just like ready to go. Like we don't need to upload anymore. Like we've been doing it this whole time. But what could someone do if Nikki uploaded something? She was uploading. What can anyone do in 3 weeks? You know, or sorry, like 5 weeks. We have a week off for the fight week. Like I said, I didn't want to get injured. That was it. Because my team know what I like. I'm like, I can train all day, all night, spar as much as I want, all times a week. We do 10 rounds. I'm fine. Like, so they were like, stay out of the gym, like relax. And I usually spar girls that are like 70, 65 kg. And they were like, no, we're not doing any of this hard sparring. You'll just get randomly injured. You'll be so upset. So it was more just like chill out. And then obviously it was my first weight cut, so we just concentrated on that. But even that was like the last like 2 weeks really. We focused on taking the weight off. So yeah, there was no camp. It was easy, and I'm sorry if that hurts Nikki's feelings, but it is what it is. And you know, I showed why, so I don't really feel that bad about it.
Yeah, you definitely want Elle, but is there anyone outside maybe the Misfits scene who hasn't stepped foot on Misfits yet, who you want or have beef with? Or
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't really have beef with anyone, to be honest. I know as well it might come across that I'm like really angry or whatever, but like in reality, like I had no problem with Nikki, and she just started telling everyone she was going to KO me. So that's where that came from. So there's no one I really have any beef with, apart from the girls that are saying that they can do this and that to me, which is like Leah, Alexia. No beef with AJ, but I think people would like to see me and AJ fight. I think that would be a good fight for everyone to watch. And I know she wants to fight again. I saw her at the event as well. She's a lovely girl. So it's always nice seeing her. But yeah, no real like beef with anyone really, to be honest.
yeah, and if you was to fight Elle, could I get a prediction between? Well, with that fight?
The me and Elle fight as well. Even like the promo and the lead up, and I think it will be a massive fight, whether she wants to acknowledge it or take it, because I did say exactly what would happen. I'm going to whip Nikki, then I'm going to call for Elle, and she's going to go quiet. So we'll see if she lives up to my Mystic Meg predictions. But in terms of prediction, I think it'll be a war. I think it'll be a brilliant fight, exciting fight. I think by the time me and Elle did fight anyway, it'll be at least one fight. I think it's highly unlikely she's going to take me as her next fight. So I would have, you know, had a bit more ring experience then as well. So definitely see a lot more from my end. There's no way in blue hell she would KO me like anyone else. I know they call her the KO star or whatnot, but she's not KOing girls that, you know, have the skills and everything that I've got. So yeah, it'd be a great fight. And again, like I said, you know, we give it the back and forth and everything. But she's a decent boxer, and I know that she puts in the work and stuff like that. And when she's got a camp and things that, you know, they do knuckle down and stuff like that, I know she's got a good team around her. So yeah, it would be a great fight. It'd be great to fight her. And I think as well, I prove a lot of people wrong, because like, even now people are like, you crazy, you know. But apart from her right hand, it's quite obvious, like Nikki's, there's nothing really. And you know, I can take shots all day long, so they don't bother me, even if she got in.
Yeah, definitely. And just if she was watching this right now, lastly, one thing to say to Elle.
Um, Elle, I'm coming for your belt, sweetheart. Sorry, you know, you can't hide for too long. I'm gonna be double champ, and that'll be that.